Hey everybody, this is Edujo and welcome to another video in my series on the basics of Python. In the last video we I introduced you to if statements, how to make decisions. So we're going to go a little bit further today, and we're going to look at writing a program that reads a number from the user, and then your program should display a message to show whether or not the number is odd or even. So it's a simple program in terms of the decision making, but a little bit of complexity comes in, because how do you determine whether or not a number is odd or even in Python? So I'm going to open the shell just for a second. See where that opens. Right, it opens right here. So if I say, for example, 10 divided by 2, that should give me an answer of 5. So 5 is what we get. If I say 11 divided by 2, that should give us 5.5, and that 0.5 is the half. So what do you do then if you want to determine whether or not the number is odd or even? And it comes into this section over here. So pay careful attention. I'm just going to, I think I'll close it and just open a blank one like this. So we're going to use something called mod, and there's two concepts. One is a mod, one is a div. The mod or modulus is the one that determines the remainder. So the logic is, if the remainder is, for example, 1. So as you know, 11 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. If there's one remainder, how do we do that? And that is called modulus. If we do 11 percentage 2, that should give us a 1. That's the remainder. So that little guy over there, that little percentage sign, symbolizes modulus or mod, and that will only give us the remainder when we use that. So if I say, for example, 23 modulus 7, that should give 21 times 3 is 7 times 3 is 21. That should give us a 2 remainder, as you can see over there. Just on the flip side of that, you do get something called the div as well. That'll give us the whole number. So if I do 23 div 7, that's a double divide, that gives us the 3. That gives us the whole number. That's the whole number. And if you're using the mod, that gives us the remainder. I just thought that is quite interesting to note. And again, what we will be using is obviously the div, because if we have any number and we divide it and we get 1, that means, if we divide by 2, that gives us 1. That means it's an odd number, like 11, 9, 7, 3, 21, 53, and so on. And if it's a 0, then we know it's an even number. So that's the logic that I'm going to follow to determine whether or not a number is odd or even. And I'm going to use something called mod. And the mod symbol that we use is the, I'll just do that, is the percentage sign. That's what we're going to use. Okay, let's start this off. So first we need to read a number from the user. So we're going to say num equals int input, and I'm just going to do that. So there we go, and we're going to say enter a number. So that's what we want. We want them to just to enter a number. Everything looks fine. I'm not going to run that now. That looks fine. So if num, which is what I get from here, so if num modulus 2, to find the remainder, if that is double equal to 0, if that is true, then that will be an even number, right? So let's just do that. So we can say num is even. I'll just do it like that. Num is even. I'll just check everything looks fine. Else, so if that is not true, else it's going to be an odd number. Copy, paste, and I'm going to say odd. You can obviously have done this the other way around. If that was a 1, then this could be odd, and this one would be even. I just chose to go down that route. It doesn't really matter. You can do any way around. But the logic is, if the remainder of whatever the number is divided by 2, if the remainder is 0, then it's going to be an even number, otherwise it's going to be an odd number. So that's what we want to do. So I'm going to F5 enter to run it. So here we have enter a number. I'll start with, let's go for 55, and that is an odd number, but let's just check it out. There we go, 55 is odd. 55 is odd. I don't like that. Is an even number, and is an odd number. Sorry, I think this reads easier. That should be an even number. There we go. 22 is an even number. So that's how, as simple as that. As simple as that. So the two things you've learned here is the mod, which is a percentage sign that you use that gives us the remainder. Maybe I should put that in there as well. I don't know if I have enough space there. Remainder. No, it doesn't have enough space. Control Z. Let me just do that, and I will just say here, comma, gives, and then I'll enter, gives remainder, just for completeness. There we go, remainder, and then the double slash, the double divide gives you the whole number. Cool. So that's how it is. So that's how to determine if it's odd or even using if statements. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. In the next video, we will look at, if I'm not mistaken, I want to have a quick look at determining dog years. So we'll have a look at that. So I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.